Welcome, crypto fam, to the #1 daily Bitcoin pod. Bitcoin pumping back in the green. In today's show, I'll be sharing the latest technical analysis as well as breaking news. Pro-Bitcoin's Donald Trump lead in the election is up by 8.6% in the odds, according to the latest data from Polymarket, which is the largest difference in in voting power between Trump and Harris. So definitely a good sign there for the Trump fans. Also, the National Bank of Bahrain, with access points in the UAE and Abu Dhabi, just launched its first Bitcoin investment product. Also, big news we shared yesterday, the UAE ultimately no VAT taxes. Other news, and quoting Max Kaiser, dilution equals accretion. Never happened before in the history of finance on this scale. MicroStrategy. We'll also be discussing crypto adoption on track to hit 8% by 2025, according to this latest report, as well as Japan's Meta Planet makes 7 million Bitcoin by BTFD, bringing their total holdings to $40.5 million. We'll also be discussing crypto investment products see 147 million of outflows after a 3-week inflow streak, as well as investor Dan Tapiero says Bitcoin primed to launch if Bitcoin breaks this one major resistance level. And we'll also be discussing very bullish price predictions from the one and only Michael Saylor, $45 million Bitcoin. In fact, they even have a $100 million Bitcoin price prediction to share with you, which I think is officially the most bullish Michael Saylor prediction of all time. We'll also be taking a look at the overall crypto market, all this plus so much motherfucking more in today's show, yo. So yeah, welcome everyone just joining the live stream. What's popping? What's good in the hood? We're streaming live on X, Rumble, into YouTube. If you guys can repost the stream, it's always greatly appreciated. Shout out to Don George, Data Bida, Diana Jones, James LC, Short Coin, DNA Noonan. Hey JB, I'm at home and I'm watching the greatest show on the tube. Love your brother, my CNA fam. Right back at you, broski. Shout out Heidi. Hello everyone from Montreal. Shout out all my Canadians, eh? It's great to see y'all. Let's pump it up. Yo JB, watch from Cornwall, England. Thank you, Fairground. As this is a live and interactive show each and every day, so it helps when you guys let me know where you're tuned in from. Respect, and shout out to my UK brethren. Welcome. Diana, always a pleasure. Good to have you here. Grant Noakes, cross your fingers for all of us in Pinellas County, Florida, as we face Hurricane Milton. That's the #1 thing on my mind right now. I have family in the Tampa Bay area, and Milton's already a level 5 hurricane. And 24 hours ago, it was a level 1, which is unprecedented hurricane wind growth. So there's something very fishy going on here, family. We'll discuss that later in the stream. Shout out Jeff Long. And of course, my prayers to everyone in Florida or anyone in harm's way when it comes to these so-called natural disasters, which are probably far from natural. I'm across from the pond in Belgium. Shout out Chris FPV. What's good? Shout out Rudy LaPlane. I'm going to play the theme music. And don't forget, family, over on X, if you guys can please repost the live stream with a quote or a comment, I'll repost you back. I already have it pinned at the very top of the profile, so no excuses, very easy to find. And again, just smash the heart, hit the repost button, and let's frickin' go.
Oh my gosh, it's finally almost here. JV is going to talk to us. Crypto news is near. I can't stand waiting. There is no debating. I waited all day, maybe I need a life, but Bitcoin is all I can think about day and night. Hurry, JV.
Shout out to the entire crypto fam. First and foremost, thanks to anyone and everyone who already reposted. Short Coin, appreciate ya. Eric the Red, James LC, Mark, David. Right on. Let's freaking go. We should be streaming live and in the flesh on all 3 platforms. If you guys can confirm that, looks good to go on my end. Shout out everyone just joining us. What's popping? JV, another crazy. I know. It's all that's been on my mind. I've been tracking it since pretty much yesterday. Not looking good right now for Florida. Evacuations are very serious. All the highways are already flooded with people evacuating. I know on I-75 as well as I-275, the Tampa Bay area. I've been monitoring it. It's crazy. JV is going to talk to us crypto millionaires Damn straight, Larry. There's the remix. We're all going to be millionaires. Crypto Hopium, you know I got your back, Diamond. Watching from Islip, Long Island, New York. Strong Island, please stand up. Please stand up. Already 300 people on the stream. I'm going to be preaching the holy gospel of Satoshi at least for the next couple of hours. And let's not forget, if you guys can repost, comment over on X, it can only help us get more eyeballs on a stream. And again, everyone will get shouted out. That's how we roll. But yeah, welcome everybody. What's popping? What's crack-a-lacking? What's good in the hood? Bitcoin market's back in the green. That's all that matters. We need more green bullishness. Looting is going to be huge in Florida. Yeah, it already is. They're still trying to recover from freaking Helene, which wasn't even a direct hit. West side of the peninsula is Tampa. Tampa is the Tampa Bay area. It's just basically east of the ocean. Tampa is the direct path, according to the meteorologists at this current time. Granted, I don't give them too much credibility or clout, but it is very clear it's going to be hitting Florida. At least that's where they have it engineered to hit. In my opinion, they want nice property fronts. Started with Lahaina. Almost home. What do you think of HBO's documentary coming out tomorrow night? I'm looking forward to watching it. We have been covering that story past couple of days, so I wanted to switch it up today. They believe they have discovered who Satoshi is, allegedly, HBO, according to the documentary. And this guy named Len Hassaman, which, I mean, it looks pretty convincing. Let me know your thoughts. I'll be watching it for sure. Tampa's directly in the path. We have not had a Category 3 plus direct hit in 103 years. I know. Since like the 1800s or early 1900s. It's insane. Insanity. Watching from the phone. Welcome, Oracle. Good to have you out here. West Side. Yeah, Tampa is ultimately the west side of Florida. That is correct. West Coast. West Side. Yeah. St. Pete, non-mandatory, but we're looking at our options. I would be too. I'd get the hell out of there if I was in Pinellas County. Just, you know what I mean? Note to self, I lived in Pinellas County for many years, and it's no joke. I was fortunate to never have a direct, hurricane where I lived, but nonetheless, I have indirect, problems all the time, like flooding and things of this nature. Florida is very low to the sea level, and it floods very easily. So when we're talking a Category 5, you just get the hell out of there. You know what I mean? What up? Shout out Andy. What's the crack-a-laggin'? Hello, everyone. Helene Hurricane is a lithium precious metals land grab. Nailed it, Fresh. Respect. So, yeah, be safe out there. Let's just send lots of prayers, and hopefully people can find safe places to be during these troubling times. Shout out DNA Noonan. Appreciate the repost, brother. Shout out RL Sweezy. Just reposted you. Appreciate the repost, brother. Let's frickin' go. Yeah, Guido. Just reposted you, brother. Appreciate it. Bitcoin prayers from St. Pete, Florida. Shout out Pinellas County. Prayers to everyone in Florida right now. Rudy, get on the real talk with JV. Thank you, Rudy. Trade Diggs. The best crypto news you can find. Just hodl. Thank you, brother. Just reposted it. JC Ice, our one and only Oracle. Just reposted you. You guys are blowing it up. Always appreciate it. Already over 400 people on the stream. So let's kick this mofo off, shall we? And shout out Trade Diggs. Just became a member of the HODL Gang. HODL Gang, HODL Gang, HODL Gang. Respect. That does help support us a lot. And anyone else can become a member of the HODL Gang for less than 10 cents a day, making it a no-brainer. So appreciate you, brother. Thanks for all your support. Aloha from Hawaii. Shout out Charles Andy Lee. I orange pilled my oldest friends last night while we battled on a game of Scrabble. That's what's up, Adam. Long distance Scrabble. Don't get no more lit. October's full of the bears. November, December seems more bullish, says Andy. Right on. But anyways, fam, if you're new to the channel, very important to smash the likes. Then go ahead and subscribe to #1 Daily Bitcoin Pod. Then hit the bell icon, turn on all notifications. Today is pod episode 1780. I'm your host, Caffeinated JV. And yeah, it's October 7th, 2024. I got my cup of Joe today, so I'll be speeding all over the place. I even got my spin drift just to keep it 100. And flavored lime. So you already know it's going to be a lit show. But anyways, welcome everyone just joining us. Bitcoin's back in the green. We're up over 500 on the day. We got a Nibinator indicator in the house. You already know, bro. But let's kick it off with our market watch as we do each and every day. You should be able to see Coin 360 pulled up here. We got Bitcoin hovering in the green, up almost 1% on the day, trading above 63.3. We did tap 64,000 late last night and early this morning. I screen captured it. Proof of work. XRP in the green, Solana in the green, Tron and Cardano and BNB and all the majority of the major altcoins in the green and breaking out, but very modestly. And checking out CoinMarketCap.com. The current crypto market cap stands at $2.2 trillion, and the Bitcoin market cap sits at $1.25 trillion. We got roughly 78 billion worth of volume in the past 24 hours, meaning it's up 93% on the day. And checking out the Bitcoin dominance, it's 56.9% with Ether dominance at 13.4%. And checking out the top 100 crypto gainers past 24 hours. Nero up 37%, Mu up 24%, and FTT, the scam token created by Scam Bankman-Fried, currently serving 25 years, and the Slammer up 21%, believe it or not. Let me know which alts, if any, you're most bullish on for the bull. Holla at your boy. And checking out the crypto bubbles, we get a visual perspective on the daily, then we'll zoom out on the monthly. I'd say 90% of the market in the green, maybe only 10% in the red for the day, and zooming out on the monthly. Virtually everything in the green. This is what we love to see. Some of these alts even up over 100%, including Scam Bankman-Fried's 138% gain on FTT. Hex is even up 343%. Good Lord. PopCat, 166%. Tau, 159%. Insane gainers. And checking out Crypto Greed and Fear Index. Today, we're dead in the middle of little did we know that we riddles a middleman who didn't do diddly at a 50. And last week was a 61, and last month a 23 in extreme fear. And checking out the time chain calendar as the crowd continues to go wild, shouting, JV, JV, Nipsey, BTC. 185,000 blocks yet to go into the next halving, 2028. We're currently on block 864,623, and you can currently exchange $1 for 1,580 Satoshis, so stack those sats accordingly. And again, welcome everyone just joining the stream. What's poppin'? What's good in the hood? Holla at your boy. 63 and we're stuck. Come on, 64. Proof of work only, BTC. Come on, 64. Some alts are not looking so good. That is true. There's always going to be alts not looking so good. Facts. 50, fear and greed. We're dead in the middle. Diana Jones. Yeah, how are things in North Carolina? That's a great question for our one and only Oracle, who is in North Carolina. And I think Tay Diggs is out there as well. We got a lot of the CNA fam out there. Shout out Steven, Crypto Surge. And again, there's the proof of work. I appreciate the repost. They not like us. Damn straight. Wop, wop, wop. JV gon' mess them up. Shout out Darth Melda. Shout out Boss 33. Crypto News Alerts is now live. Tune in for the best show. Much appreciated, brother. Thank you, guys. Much appreciated. Repost on the repost. Shout out Dirty. Call it a tinfoil hat if you want. I wear it proudly. They created the damn storm. Preach. In fact, I did a poll up on X, and I'll share with you the results here shortly. Rudy Coin, and the question was, is this another engineered, weather warfare attack? And the majority of you said, hell yeah. Hell yes, it is. Get in where you fit in, peoples. Just reposted your DNA Noonan. Much appreciated, brother. Thank you, guys. You guys are too kind. And I'll show you the proof of work on the poll, just so you can see I'm not talking out my arse. Boom, 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 bada boom, bada bing. Now I got to go through all these reposts. Good Lord, there's so many. But yeah, I asked the question, is Hurricane Milton another engineered weather warfare attack? The majority says 48% yes, 100, which means hell yes. 26% of you say, no way, Jose. 18% of you are honest and say, I don't know. I respect the honesty. And because you don't know what you don't know. And 8% said most likely. And that's according to my audience, of course. And I would imagine my audience thinks like me. Overall, the majority, and you guys do. So, and I even shared that this is war. Why are they destroying all the efforts to help and save others and destroy the supplies which are being donated to help people from the disaster? We'll talk about all this craziness later because we got to focus on our crypto show today. But it's freaking wild, bro. I can't imagine what's really going on behind closed doors. Forever CNA fam, shout out the one and only Darth Melda. We love you. Good to see you here today. And yeah, keep the comments flowing. I'll be checking the feed throughout the entire stream. What's popping? What's crack-a-lacking? What's good? Ahoy. Bitcoin Pirate Crew. Top 5 coins hit the all-time high. Isbell run thoughts, doubts, opinions, says Andy D. Crisis after crisis. Psyop after psyop. It's also tiring. Spot on, Fresh. I'm with you. South Carolina, not as bad as North Carolina, but still pretty bad. We didn't get the floods. Ahoy. A JV on the coffee. You already know, bro. Yeah. 12 ounces today. I ain't playing. But happy 420, by the way. Welcome everyone just joining the stream. We're live and in the flesh. 743 people on the live stream. And we ain't even kicked off our TA astrology for the broskies. So let's dive right into that. The headline here reads, and I'll also be pulling up some of the live charts. 5 things you should know about Bitcoin this week. Let's start with number 1. Leverage woes taint the Bitcoin price rebound. Bitcoin gain momentum into the weekly close, as we can see here on the 1-hour chart. And again, I'll be pulling up the live chart here shortly. Notice that big Godzilla green candle, pretty sexy, but we have been correcting since then after tapping 64. And while encouraging on paper, the Bitcoin price action nonetheless garnered more suspicion than support amongst traders as a result. The reason they agreed was leverage. Damn it, leverage. Increasing the market bets were producing an inorganic price rally apt to disappear in an instant. As outlined here by Martin, there is the definition of a leverage-driven pump. Open interest is up 800 milli on a Sunday night. What could go wrong? And lo and behold, we're correct. And so kind of just is what it is. Another analyst pointed out a successful campaign puts Bitcoin in a good position to go after the 200-day moving average and the 2021 cycle mid-top. A failed campaign will indicate more time in the range with greater potential for retesting the support. Second thing to watch out for this week, CPI week sees markets abandon the 0.5% rate cut bets. That's right. Data from the CME Group's FedWatch tool currently sees the Fed cutting rates by 0.25% November 7th, 1 month out. A sharp contrast to the market bets from a week ago. And let's not forget, less than a month away until November 5th. Who's going to win the presidential election here in the United States? You let me know your thoughts. And until the unemployment print, a larger 0.5% cut was a clear possibility. This outcome now wholly missing from the market expectations. Quoting them here, a November 50 basis point rate cut was almost entirely priced out last week, but that could change. And analyzing the U.S. financial conditions, the KBC letter continued that one metric, 2 years of rate hikes, had already been mitigated. Quoting them here, financial conditions posted their largest year-over-year decline in 3 years and are back down to pre-interest rate hike levels since October of 2023 last year. The financial conditions index loosened at its fastest pace since Novid, March of 2020, when the Fed cut rates to nearly zero. Effectively, restrictive Fed policy and interest rate hikes since March of 2022 have been undone. This comes as markets price in another 75 basis points of rate cuts alone for this year of 2024. Next factor to keep your eyes out on, the long-term hodlers are likely protecting the profits. Well, of course we are. I mean, what else would the diamond hands laser eyes be doing at a time like this? But I digress. Bitcoin's diamond hand shows signs of strain this month as viewed by the net position change in their realized cap. Quoting the crypto quant here, the analytics platform, there has been a recent sharp decrease of $6 billion in long-term hodler realized cap, suggesting the long-term hodlers are likely taking profits or closing buying positions. Well, we know that Michael Saylor does nothing but close those buying positions and continue to buy, take advantage of the dip. He says, I'll be buying at the lows, the mid, and the highs for the rest of his life. And I don't doubt the Giga Chad. Stick around. We're going to be discussing a $45 million prediction from the one and only Mikey Saylor. But yeah, another thing to watch out for, spotlight on speculator profits. Short-term hodlers are now the focus for another reason. Apparently, they're the ones stacking sats like there's no tomorrow. Shout out short-term hodlers and long-term hodlers alike. Anyone hodling the biddy. You know what I mean? So yeah, Percival noted that leverage encounters on an impulse zone, which is a period of the open interest increases rapidly across the exchanges. Impulse zones are necessary so that the investor can capitalize on maximum profits with long positions and minimize the losses. Compared to the past movements, the impulse zones happen when the short-term hodler SOPR begins the recovery process to see the average profit of these cohorts increasing. And next factor, Bitcoin can still produce October comebacks, so don't get it twisted. We may have had a little lackluster first opening week of October, but this is to be expected. Typically, the first couple of weeks of the October isn't so great, but the following 2 weeks is when things start to get exciting. And if things are to rhyme. They say history doesn't always repeat, but oftentimes it rhymes. If we are to rhyme, then I'm anticipating re-entering price discovery for the first time since March of this year when we hit the current all-time high of 73.8. But you let me know your thoughts. This analyst here says Bitcoin still following the same playbook as last year. Months at shop coming to an end in October. Low for the month would be in, and the real fun is about to start. So are you ready to have some real fun? Rec Capital put Bitcoin confirmed the successful picture perfect retest of the downtrend of the light blue as new support as outlined here in the chart. And before I pull up the live charts, let's share some other breaking news. Pro Bitcoin, Donald Trump's lead in the election is up 8.6% in the odds according to Polymarket. This is the largest gap there has been. So clearly, since the Elon rally, things have been going in Trump's favor, clearly, as it's now 54% projected chance to win, and Harris is all the way down to 45%. Who you voting on for the November 5th United States election? Holla, let me know. And also other big news, the National Bank of Bahrain, with access points to the UAE and Abu Dhabi, just launched its first Bitcoin investment product, bullish. And quoting the high priest of Bitcoin, Max Geyser, dilution equals accretion. Never happened before in the history of finance on this scale. MicroStrategy. Hence, Mikey Saylor, Employee of the Month. Sorry, Larry Fink, but Mikey Saylor's just doing it the right way. And checking out some of the live charts. There's the 1 hour. Let me fix it on the screen so you can see it nice and clean. Bada boom, bada bing. So yeah, we're maintaining 63,200 live and in the flash. This is the 1 hour chart brought to you by Coinbase via Trading View. And we do have a sexy red target, bullish, sitting at 66 for roughly, what is that, 3,000 price gain from where we're currently at. And zooming out, we'll check out the 4 hour, again, live and in the flesh. Welcome anyone just joining the stream. Good to have you guys here today. The blue target sitting at 81,300. I believe this target is in play for October on the 4 hour chart. You let me know if you agree or disagree. And we also have a downside target in the green sitting all the way down at 40,700. I think things are most likely to go to the blue target versus the green, but you let me know your thoughts. And let's continue, and we'll zoom out to the 1 day. Shout out Fresh. He just hooked it up for more caffeine for JV with the Orange Super. Much respect, brother. Greatly appreciate that. That's going to JV's caffeine fund, 100%. I think the 12 ounce today only cost me like $4. So now I can get 4, 8, 12, 6, 5 more 12 ounce coffees on behalf of Fresh. Thank you, brother. So yeah, on the daily chart, we do have the rising wedge formation. We do have a couple of bearish targets, one at 47.7 and a super bearish target at 40,800. It should be on your radar. And zooming out, we'll check out the weekly, and notice when I say weekly, it's W-E-E-K and not W-E-A-K. Big difference there. Nothing weak about the biddy, if you feel what I'm saying. And we do have a bullish pink target, pretty pink, sitting at 164 Gs. That's the cup and handle target in play for Q4 sometime between now and October, and the Santa rally in December. Let me know if you agree, disagree, and let's zoom out a little further. We'll check out the 1 month, and the 1 month chart shows us continued sideways trading action for the past 7-8 months. Are we about to break out of that and continue the bullish momentum here in Q4? Let me know your thoughts, and I'll read some of your comments out loud as I take a breather. The day Gary gets fired will be the start of the mega bull run. You're fired, Gary. They got to televise that one. Like, Trump should just summon Mr. Gensler and be like, you're summoned. And Gary's, oh, but I'm just a worm, like Jamie Tapeworm. And then Trump just, shut the you're fired, Gary. Get the fuck out of here. And you should be in prison with Bankman-Fried. Just saying. And maybe Trump gives him another chance before imprisoning him for the rest of his life for being a shady chairman of the SEC. Yeah, don't mess with a mountain for their supply catches for the rescue of the neighbors, right, Data? JB set up for caffeine for the week. I know. Every day I'm going to have a cup of Joe. On behalf of Fresh, there's a lot of bodies that will never be recovered. Facts. They already said there was a couple of hundred people unalived. There's probably thousands. They just haven't found them yet. You know what I mean? DSD, disaster stress disorder. Gotham needs a Bitman. Flash the bit signal, JV. This is my bit signal, thanks to the Oracle. Yeah. Biddy about to get Freddy and Zip shit. Have one episode of The Apprentice and Trump fires. I know, that's what they should do. Whatever season he left off at. Let's hypothetically say season 11. Even if there wasn't a season 10, let's just call it season 11. Trump summons Gensler and says, you're fired, Gary. What do you think of that? And then Gary's, it's not my fault. The The deep state put pressure on me. I was just following my orders. I was just following what the Biden administration was telling me to do. That's my Gary impersonation for you today. My G is someone who was trying to take a chicken from me. The guy was screaming and I laughed. What do you mean? They try to kidnap your geese? They already buried, or should I say geese snapped. They already buried and would be impossible for them to find and separate from the sediment. So notice when there was no vid, they were inflating the unalive numbers. Oh, we got 10 trillion unalived. And it's like, yo, there's only 8 billion people on this planet. But meanwhile, for the hurricane, they're like, they give you the under projected numbers. Oh, we only got 2 missing. Things could have been a lot worse. It's crazy, right? FJB, geese make good guards. Nice. It's crazy world we're living in, fam. Crazy world. Smash the likes. Spread the word. I'm going to check the X feed again. And just a reminder, we are streaming on YouTube, Rumble, and X, the top platforms that respect free speech besides the tube. And we do have the stream pinned at the very top. Very special episode here today. We already have 26 hearts and 22 reposts. Pretty fantastic. Like to share ratio and always much appreciated. Shout out Mary Jane, Satoshi Cartel, again, Rudy, the rest of the fam, Eric the Red. They call it astrology for the broskies. And I coined that term from Max Kaiser. Max Kaiser is the one that would refer to technical analysis as astrology for men, and I just switched it to astrology for the broskies because 93% of my audience are broskies, and it just is what it is. But we have 1,000 people live on the stream right now. Shout out Adam Taylor and happy 420 broski. Just reposted you. Shout out Steven again. Appreciate all the reposts on JC's post of the repost. Steven reposting everybody here. Respect. Shout out LT, Alpha Time, Alpha Crypto, joined the best Bitcoin info show. Just reposted you. Much respect. You guys are the bomb diggity, and that's why we got over 1,000 people on the stream and close to 300 people on the tube. And if you're not subscribed to the YouTube, come on. You can go ahead and subscribe. You just hit the button. It's free to do so. Half the people that watch the stream for some reason are not subscribed, and I just don't understand. Why do you watch my show every day but can't give me a sub? Come on now. No second best. Thank you for that one. There is no second best.
Which one's the best crypto asset? Well, Bitcoin's the best crypto asset. Okay. What's the second best? There is no second best.
I'm not saying I'm number one. I'm sorry, I lied. I'm number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5.
There's no second best crypto asset. There's a crypto asset. It's called Bitcoin, right? The point is, if you have the superior asset,
it's going up forever, Melda. There can only be one. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm trying to say. And shout out Shandy. Make sure to subscribe. #1 Bitcoin music channel, hands down. And let's continue with the news. Some of the headlines. Now, we did the astrology for the broskies. Next headline discussing this Bitcoin adoption. It reads, crypto adoption on track to hit 8% by 2025. That means by next year, and it's only 3 months out. Global crypto adoption is approaching a significant milestone with 7.5% of the world's population now using digital currencies, according to the report by Matrixport. The report projects this figure to exceed 8% by 2025, signaling a potential shift of crypto from a niche market into the mainstream financial systems. The report highlights the growing influence of institutional involvement, which is a key factor driving the steady increase in adoption. So yeah, let's discuss this. The report cites the rise in institutional interest. Institutional FOMO, like a mofo, as I call it, one of the key factors to accelerating the crypto adoption. Financial firms like the BlackRock have been pivotal in building the trust and legitimacy for the digital assets within traditional financial systems. We have Marcus Thielen, founder of the 10X Research, who spoke about the role of the institutional products of the growth of the Bitty and the broader crypto market alike. Quitting them here. The evolution of the Bitcoin has consistently driven the price rallies. Whenever the new layers of Bitcoin acquisition were introduced to the financial markets, the potential introduction of options based on Bitcoin spot ETFs can trigger another wave of institutional interest. How many waves can we have? As many as we like. How cool was it, or is it, that you guys got to front run BlackRock and the rest of the institutional FOMO? That means if you were a Bitcoiner prior to January 11th of this year, you front ran Larry Fink and BlackRock, the world's largest asset manager, right, in the world. And he now works for you. Now, Larry, if you're listening, go home and get your shine box. How do you like those apples? Bitcoin plays a central role in the overall crypto adoption, often viewed as a store of value, particularly during periods of economic uncertainty. Thielen noted economic challenges have historically increased demand for the Bitty, such as during the European debt debt crisis and devaluation of the Chinese yuan. In fact, going back to what I just reiterated a moment earlier, if you front ran Larry Fink and the institutional FOMO by being involved in Bitcoin prior to January 11th of this year, put a 1 in the live chat. And when I'm done reading the story, I'm going to shout everyone out that got the front run Larry Fink. But quoting Thielen here, rising U.S. debt levels can spark strong demand for Bitcoin if the economy faces a slowdown. Whether from a recessionary period or trade wars, this trend positions Bitcoin as a hedge during times of economic uncertainty and darkness. That's how I translate that mofo. Despite the optimistic projections highlighted by Matrix report, several hurdles remain, including regulatory considerations, market volatility, and retail investor security concerns, hacks and scams from hucksters, fraudsters, flim-flam artists, as Gary once said, such as wallet drainers still pose a threat in the crypto space. Additionally, institutional investors could exacerbate the market volatility, with large sell-offs potentially destabilizing the market during the macroeconomic shifts. So there you go, yo. Let's see how many ones we got for the front runners. Where you at? Kyle Cole. And put another one in case I missed you as I was reading it, because I can only see where we're currently at, just FYI, when I'm looking at the comments. Oracle 1, front run. Larry 1, Data 1, front run. Phone stand, Channel JV yesterday said he didn't know anyone voting for Harris. I am, but we agree on the biddy. Well, there you go. I finally know somebody, not in real life, but virtually, who is voting for Harris. So Harris supporters do exist. Thank you, respect, phone stand channel for sharing. And I appreciate we could be united today on Bitcoin, because that's the bigger picture. We all have our own differences. We all have different beliefs. That's to be expected. But what unites us, I think we should always focus on. And one thing that unites all of you guys and myself, we love Bitcoin. We believe in Bitcoin, and we understand without it, we're pretty hopeless in this crazy, chaotic world we're living in. Wouldn't you agree? Mark, Dark, Dank, Meme, One Tone, W Stream. I don't know anybody who's voting for her either. And I know a lot of people. I live in Cali, says Data. Geez, they're crazy. We have a bunch of the wild ones in the neighborhood. Bought 1 Bitcoin last year, but I only have 0.65 now. What do you mean by that? 1 Bitcoin's always equivalent to 1 Bitcoin. Break that one down for me. Everlasting Bliss, 1111. My favorite number's 11. Ashley, MC, 1. We're front runners. I'm in Cali and I'm voting for Trump. That's what's up. Wow, we're early. Amen. Amen. 1. We got a lot of front runners in the building. You got to respect the front runners. So congratulations. I'm going to check the stream again. We're streaming live on X, Rumble, and YouTube. This is a try stream. Yeah. Let's smash the likes, family. If you guys can sub over on the tube, it's always appreciated. But let's continue with the news. But first, let me take another sip of some Spindrift. Wash down that caffeine. 60 G's, baby.
Bitcoin, 60 G's, 60 G's. Buying opportunity for 5th level 60 G's.
What do you think, JV?
The biddy.
Who cares about a roaring kitty? Boring kitty, not me. I'm for the bitty. I'm for the nippinator. I'm for Nipsey, not for some weirdo Kit Kat kitty.
Kitty cat. I'm for
Stacking the sats. Stack them sats. Gotta stack the sats, fam. But yeah, no one should fight on politics because Bitcoin doesn't need them. Correct. Bitcoin will succeed and flourish with or without the politicians. In fact, most of all of you probably front ran all the politicians, which are just getting started in the biddy this year. Chinese G's. What? It's so true. Politics should not separate us. And that's precisely what they're designed to do. Hate to tell you that. A lot of you guys believe in the whole democratic process and yada, yada, yada. But at the end of the day, voting and the whole political landscape is specifically designed to turn you on thy neighbor. There's an old saying. Want to know that old saying? It's called divide and conquer. And by creating that division amongst the people, it's so much easier to control the people as a population. And that's precisely what they continue to do. Because instead of looking at who's pulling all the strings, the dark forces of evil in the world were like, my neighbor is voting for the wrong person. How could she not see what I see? And then they're saying the same thing about you. And it's like, oh my God. That's just the nature of the world. But anyways, let's continue with the news. Next headline reads, Oh, this is MetaPlanet, the Japanese MicroStrategy, bro. Check this out. Japan's MetaPlanet makes 7 million Bitcoin buy, bringing holdings to $40.5 million. That's right. The Japanese investment company MetaPlanet made another Bitcoin purchase. Konnichiwa, bringing its stash to almost 640 Bitcoin and sending its stock surging more than 10%. That's right, October 7th, today. MetaPlanet announced its latest Bitcoin purchase after the Tokyo-listed firm scooped up another 108 Bitcoin, worth almost $7 million at today's price. MetaPlanet, which has been dubbed Asia's MicroStrategy after the American Bitcoin buying firm, has been aggressively acquiring the biddy and amassed more than 215 BTC over the week, following a 108 Bitcoin purchase on October 1st. Not too shabby. It's now holding 639.5 Bitcoin worth $40.5 million US dollars, according to its latest notice shared today, October 7th. And you can see the actual post from MetaPlanet. MetaPlanet purchases an additional 108.78 BTC, and MetaPlanet share price surged more than 11%. Another divine omen right there. During trading on October 7th to hit the intraday high of 1,047 Japanese yen. I get another divine omen there because anytime you see a 4 next to a 7, that's an 11, bro. So all these ones, very divine. Worth around $7, according to Google Finance. How many of you have any exposure to this Japanese traded company? Let me know. MetaPlanet began adopting Bitcoin as its strategic treasury reserve asset back in May of this year. And since then, the stock price has more than tripled and has gained over 532% since the beginning of the year. Not too shabby. I think that should go to show you other companies should also put some Bitcoin on the balance sheet or make it a strategic reserve asset for their treasury. Because what if your stock could quadruple or triple or double and you're going to get all the Bitcoiner supports because you're going to have JV reading you in the headlines every time you acquire Bitcoin? Free exposure, fam. It's a no-brainer. But anyways, last week, October 3rd, the firm employed a strategy involving the sale of put options. I think we call this the Saylor put, earning an additional 24 Bitcoin worth about $1.5 million. MetaPlanet sold 223 Bitcoin to put option contracts with a 62,000 strike price maturing December 27th. And Bitcoin put options are crypto derivative contracts that give the buyer the right, but not the obligation, to sell a predetermined price, the strike price on or before specific date. MetaPlanet CEO Simon Gurovich said that you'd think the CEO would be some Japanese guy, but Jurovich, that a Japanese last name? I think not. But what do I know? Said that the strategy provides a way to increase its Bitcoin reserves without adding financial risks. He said the firm aims to generate yields through option strategies on a portion of its assets. In early September, Jurovich announced a partnership with SBI Holdings crypto division to enhance its crypto trading, storage, and management capabilities. Strategic Business Innovator Group is one of the largest integrated financial groups in all of Japan. So there you have it, yo. Japan for the win. MetaPlanet for the win. Mikey Saylor for the win. MicroStrategy for the win.
It's going up forever, Laura.
You hear that? Thank you, Michael. What asset is sovereign, distributed, limited supply, unhackable, irrefutable, unf-wittable? I had to throw that one in there, Greg. Irreversible, peer-to-peer, and globally transacted in minutes, and the only currency where the transaction is the settlement. Had to throw that one in there too, Greg. Add that one to your notes. The only currency where the transaction is the settlement. There are no competitors. There is no second best. You feel me? Nipsey is C-A-W-A, means cute in Japanese. Kawa? Nim kawa. Nim kawa? Exactly. Nipsey for the win, a.k.a. Satoshi. Thank you. They're going to create a new documentary with the real Satoshi. This one is here to mislead you when we all know it's Nipsey. The lower we go, the higher the target shield. The lower we go, the higher the target shield. I disagree. I've been shilling large targets since the beginning of time, since a past life. The soul lives forever, Laura. Reposted without the trigger word to get it through. Thank you. What was the trigger word, by the way? Kawa. I love it, Moonstone. Kawaii. Is that how you say it? Kawaii? Is it kawaii or kawa? XRP is a settlement, and it's a fraction of the penny. It takes under 5 seconds. So J9. What's the J9 mean? So you're saying XRP transaction is the settlement? Why is XRP still stuck at the 50-cent range for the past 6 years? Why is Brad Garlinghouse and all the founders continuing to unload hundreds of millions of XRP every month? And why is the United States government continuing to go after them, most recently with the appeal? That's my question for you. What's really going on? I rebalanced the bulk of my savings into the Bitcoin this year based on luck. Expect the models to be broken. T was the trigger. Oh, snap. Word. Well, thanks for the insights there, broski. But let's continue with the news. And again, if you're just joining us on X, we're streaming live and in the flesh. We already got roughly 1,300 people on stream right now. Diana Jones just posted, best live crypto now. Proof of work. Just reposted you, Diana. Much appreciated. But yeah, let's continue with the headlines. We still got a lot to share, yo. Next story, let's discuss the ETF inflow outflows. Then we'll discuss a potential Bitcoin rally gearing up for right now, according to Dan Tapiera of 10T Holdings. And then we'll tap into the Giga Chad's $45 million price prediction in the moment you've all been waiting for. And then we'll tap some live Q&A, followed by the uncensored extended version of the pod, aka the after party. But yeah, here the headline reads, crypto investment products see 147 million outflows after a 3-week inflow streak. And again, we see a 4 followed by a 7. That's an 11, which typically I view as here 111. Numerology bros. They say numerology is the language of the gods. Just saying. But look at this lady. Who's that lady? She looks a little familiar. But anyways, crypto investment products posted outflows last week after several weeks of significant inflows, according to CoinShares. And its latest digital asset fund weekly flow report released today, October 7th. CoinShares said digital asset investment products saw 147 million of outflows during the week of September 29th to October 5th. So the past week, 147 million of outflows. The outflows followed inflows of nearly 2 billion in the previous 3 weeks. What a difference. With crypto products hitting 1.2 billion of inflows in 1 week from September 22nd to the 28th. CoinShares attributed the last week outflows to the stronger than expected economic data, which reduced the probabilities for significant rate cuts in the near future. Quoting them here, trading volumes were up marginally by 15% for the week in ETP, exchange traded product investment products. While there has seen lower volumes in the broader crypto markets, head of research James Butterfield noted, I wonder if he has any relation to Butterbean. This would be one of my favorite boxers when I was a kid. But according to CoinShares, Bitcoin investment products led trading activity last week, with investors offloading almost 160 milli. Products based on Ether, the second largest crypto by market cap, posted 29 million in outflows, and also the Ether dominance dropped all the way down to 13.4%, the lowest we have seen it in years. And I know because I do this show every frickin' day, and it's been years since we've seen an Ether market dominance all the way down in the 13% range, and that's where it's currently at. So not a good look for Ether right now. On the other hand, multi-asset investment products saw inflows of 29 million last week, marking the 16th consecutive week of inflows. And according to CoinShares, multi-asset products total 431 million in the past 16 weeks, representing 10% of the assets under management. Quoting Butterfield, and again, I don't know if there's any relation to Butterbean. Since June, multi-asset products have been a favorite amongst the investors who prefer to invest in a diversified basket of assets rather than the individual ones. And I got to give a massive shout out to some homie right now. Eye of the Beholder. He just became a member of the Huddle Gang for the next 10 months. That's support, brother. So thank you. I truly mean it. He wrote, Christ is Lord. Bitcoin is sound money. All I got to say to that, amen. Couldn't have said it better myself. Thank you, brother, and thank you for your support. Greatly appreciate you. But yeah, also Canada joined Switzerland in a bullish trend, interestingly. While the U.S. led outflows with a 209 million sell-off, some countries such as Canada and Switzerland saw a bullish trend in crypto investment products last week. Now, I've never been to Canada, and it's crazy because I'm from the United States, but I've been to Switzerland, and the mountains out there are breathtaking. I just got to point that out. According to CoinShares data, Canada and Switzerland saw inflows of 43 million and 35 million last week, respectively. Switzerland, the second largest investor of the crypto products, with its year-to-date inflows amounting to 538 million as of October 5th. U.S.-based products, the largest crypto investment products of the market, according to CoinShares, have seen 23.4 billion in inflows so far in 2024. Canada, which recorded some bullish action last week, has had nearly $430 million in outflows in 2024. So there you go. There's the latest with the ETF volumes, outflows, inflows, no flows, go flows. Welcome, yo. Hey, yo, what's good? Shout out Anonymous. Keeping it anonymous. XRP and ETH for scrap press this cycle, says Laser Cat. 50 billion coins of XRP on your mom's debt list. Hey, like that. When will a supply shock hit demand curve? I'm thinking the first quarter of 2025. You could be right, Data, but it could also be on the fourth quarter of this year. You never know. Yes, I do need another sip. Thank you. And shout out VC and the rest of the crew. What it do? Keep the comments a-flowing. We're just getting going.
Ain't no thing, baby, it's
a chance to stack those sats, a chance to stack those bitties.
Baby, you never heard about me with another coin. Bitcoin. I got my mind on my Bitcoin, and my Bitcoin on my mind. 60 G's, 60 G's, buying opportunity. Going, Bitcoin.
You know how we do. Cheers. Welcome, everybody. At least 67 G's. What's going to be I forgot to do a poll. I typically would put a poll up. I totally forgot. But I'll just ask the question now. Where do you think the month of October leaves us as a peak for the month? Let me know. Do you think we'll hit price discovery, virtually 10,000 or God candle from where we're currently at? Let me know. Do you think we can tap 80,000? Or do you think we'll continue to trade sideways and not get nowhere near the all-time high? Do you think we'll drop lower for the correct thing to do? I want to know your thoughts. Cheers, VC. Let's go, baby. Jesus and Bitcoin. I mean, don't get no more profound than that. Keeping it 100. 60 G's and almost gone. Can you do a video about Michael Saylor's new Bitcoin Excel calculator for retirement companies? I'm not as smart as Michael Saylor, so I don't pretend to be. I just read the articles about him. I mean, I'll keep it 100. I know nothing about his Excel calculator for retirements, and I'm not going to pretend to be that guy. I'm not. I just read the news and try to entertain you. Keep it 100. October, 69,000. I dig it. 80,000, says Serge. I am waiting for the song with 150,000 price. Chandy, where you at? We should be pumping soon, right? If you guys are holding to Bitcoin, you're some of the smartest people on the planet. It might not seem like it now, but it is going to. We are going to get called tards. We're not going to get called tards anymore. Yeah, you don't want to be called a tard. 80,000 soon. Tap, 69 G's. I can't see any relationship between religion and Bitcoin. Religion is centralized, but not our relationship with God. That's not centralized. Some say religion was created to destroy spirituality. Let me know if you agree with that. I think that was the great David Icke who shared that quote. 100,000 by year end. Wop. Mess them up. Bitcoin, let me do my stuff. Why you selling like ain't you tired? Trying to strike a chord, and it's probably a minor. They not like us. They ride the bus.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
It's the 10 Sats Commandments.
The market is like Paul Wall, sitting sideways. Damn straight. Shout out Paul Wall. Moonshot with the Trump win. If you've been holding for the past 4 years, patiently waiting for a track to explode on, you can laugh, but you'll get rode on. You're thinking up, you're so wrong. Sorry. Rap just plays in my brain when I see words that bring back memories. Tell the voice in your head to shut up. To get to the top, you walk through the first. I don't feel tardy. You did ride the short bus. What can I do? We is going at the moment. The more money you put in, the more you're going to lose. I'll hit 58,000. Move it back to the 70, says the end game. Nippinator says hi. Shout out to the Nippinator. If you haven't smashed the like, subscribe to the channel, do it for this guy right here. He shows up every day, regardless of how busy it is. Regardless if he has a new bone, he has to bury it in the backyard, or if he's chasing a cat up the tree. He's here for you guys, reporting each and every day. So give it up for the Nippinator. Come on now. Repost for the Nippinator. Bitcoin is not for or against religion. It is engineered private money, something that is good and supports freedom and independence. Well said there, Data. Anecdotally, it seems a lot of the Bitcoiners are religious or the right learning. Curious of why that is. Pet Rock Gang, where you at? The best time to buy is now. Buy. I'm going to check the X feed again and again. Repost anyone who comments or quotes the posts. Boost your live views to 25,000 plus, like the Crypto Takeover show did last week. DM me to learn more. I'm freaking intrigued. You're going to help me get 25,000 people on the stream? Right now, we got 1,400. I thought I was doing good, but you're going to rub that in my face? Well, I followed you back. There's my proof of work. I hearted it and I reposted it, and let's manifest that into existence. Do you guys want to help me get 25,000 plus people on the stream? And it better not be no cat peak view, or I'm throwing you under the bus. I'm expecting 25,000 people on my next stream. So let's make it happen, Captain. And thank you. And again, shout out Diana, the rest of the crew. The stream is blowing up. I thought we were doing good with 1,400 live viewers, but apparently I'm doing it wrong. So let's make it happen. I am Satoshi, and so is my wife. Oh, snap. I am Satoshi. We're all Satoshi. Nippinator woohoo. Furlay, because of the best known news of the mark, the crypto is almost here. I'm a musician too, bro, and it's a win and a win and a win. I do for the YouTube video for you. Let's turn the metal and rap. Well, anyways, keep the comments flowing. We still got a lot more news to share. Let's discuss some bullishness, shall we? In fact, after this story of the Bitcoin rally from Dan Tapiero and his projections and timeline, I'm going to be sharing with you Mikey Saylor's 45 million price prediction. As a bonus, I'm going to throw in a $100 million price prediction for you. How do you like those apples? You know what that means? That means one Satoshi will be valued at $1 US. And when that happens, Bitcoin will be valued at $100 million per coin. And that's how we roll. But yeah, let's start with Dan Tapiero first. Investor Dan Tapiero says Bitcoin primed to launch. If Bitcoin breaks one major resistance level, can we break the level? There's a devil to every level. Let's see. Tapiero says Bitcoin's forming a large years-long cup and handle structure, setting the biddy up for a breach of the March 2024 highs of 74 Gs. And as I shared earlier in the live charts, we do have a $124,000 target cup and handle pattern on the weekly chart. Let me think, or know if you think we'll break it. Cup and handle formation is typically viewed as a bullish continuation pattern, suggesting the asset is taking a breather after a steep rally before taking out resistance level. And according to Tapiero, Bitcoin can still go through a period of sideways consolidation before witnessing a convincing breakout. Quoting the champion right here. If that ain't a cup and handle, I don't know what is. Just a great day today across the board. Strong payrolls and liquidity driven. BTC and ETH still trading well. Break of the March highs and we launch. Could still do a little chop chop, but days like today confirm. So we may get more of the chop chop, but we will break the March highs of 73.8. He's ultimately saying it's destiny, quoting him here again. Ethereum has achieved the network effect. Only Bitcoin and ETH are in this category. Sorry, Solana, but it does say Solana's moving in that direction as well. This is not an emotional appeal. I'm just looking at usage, revenues, community build, and years in existence, etc. And that's coming directly from Dan. He also expects crypto staking, which typically offers higher yields compared to traditional financial. Traditional financial markets at the bank give you like a 0.001% yield, and you actually end up losing 29% per year due to the inflation. It's pretty wild. So of course, crypto staking is going to outperform the financial legacy markets, but I think we all know that. Quoting Dan here, powerful driver of this crypto up cycle will be the yield. Yes, again, 3% on staked ETH, now better than 2% on the non-Euro 2-year, 1.4% on the China 2-year, US 2-year, 3.7%, but expected 2% next year. And like I said, if inflation's really 30% per year and you're only getting a minuscule 1-3% yield, how much are you really losing with that melting ice cube theory, family? Fill in the blanks. The investor adds that China has opened the liquidity floodgates. Let's go China to stimulate the economy. And according to Tapiero, the move is a huge bullish catalyst for the biddy. Quoting him here, huge macro event. Things so bad in China. The government flinches. QE quantitative easing for China equity. Rate cuts. Bid liquidities are coming. Low likely in for the China assets. Bazooka. Bullish gold and Bitcoin. Let me repeat. Bazooka. Bullish gold and Bitcoin. So there you go. Let me know if you agree, disagree with the 10T Hold'em CEO, Dan Tapiero. Chandy's in the building. We manifested her. I was just calling upon you. Welcome.
It's red panty night when you sign to find me, yeah? Back at home with your wife.
It's a celebration. They're always saying I talk and I talk and I talk, but guess freaking what? I back it up. I back it up. Real talk. Cliff Highs data for 2015 has 100,000 Bitcoin parties associated with the year's end holiday chatter. He didn't mention which year. I have a feeling it isn't. Wow, Janet Yellen is here. Shout out Miss Banance, Miss Constipation herself. Banance. I got a poopy in my pants. Bananas. Good to have you here. Welcome everyone on the stream. We're live and in the flesh right now. We're on X, Rumble, and YouTube. I will be streaming for the next hour. So make sure to repost the stream over on X. Spread the word. Hide your kids, hide your wives, hide your cats, hide your dogs. It's that time. But we are about to dive into our feature story of the day, discuss the most bullish price prediction you have ever heard in your life from the one and only Giga Chad Mikey Saylor. You know what I mean? His company now has like something like 260,000 Bitcoin. What is that? A few percentage points of the entire supply? Insanity. Insanity, I tell you. JV, what's the most you have seen Bitcoin go up in a day? Man, it's a good question. I'm not even sure. But I remember for the month we did $20,000 earlier this year. Is that accurate? I'm trying to think out loud. I think we did I think we went from like 20,000 to 40,000 in a 30-day period. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think we have seen a $20,000 positive monthly close. Daily, I don't know. Maybe 10,000 or 15,000, I would speculate. What do you guys think? I back it up. I back it up. Binance M2 liquidity is going to be like a money printing diarrhea, pretty much. Janet constipated Yellen. They not like us. They constipated and don't trust. The mark in your hand is your ability to find financial transactions, tap the pay to apps or whatnot, the number of the name. It can even be crazier if the wrong person wins. Bullish is what? Somebody get out of the folding chair so I can throw them in the pool of the next video in the biddy. 70,000, I'm doing a video. Let's go. Shout out Chandy, Chandy 10 Music. Subscribe to #1 Bitcoin music channel. It's game time. It's that time. And yes, we have 1,500 people on the live stream. Not too shabby. But now I'm like, yo, we need 25,000. And again, brother, whoever wrote that earlier, I am going to reach out to you. And I pray you can help me get to 25,000 live viewers. I think the most we've ever had on the live stream, somewhere between 10 and 15,000. But it was like, you know, we had a special pump or something big was going on. It's not typical, yeah, I mean, to have 10, 20,000 people on a live stream. But hey, if we can make that happen, game on. Game on. Let's go. October is going to leave with a big. You could date a stick of dynamite and still couldn't go out with a bang. You still couldn't go out with a bang. I love it. I love it. But yeah, I'm going to sip another sip of caffeine. I think I need it. And then another spin drift to wash her down. And then we're going to dive into the Mikey Saylor prediction of a small 45 million. Let's go. Wow. I got to take my hat off for that one. That was a big sip of caffeine. Holy moly. What are we doing, JV? I still got proof of work. I mean, this is not a prop. I'm not just trying to look cool drinking all this coffee. I'm actually drinking it. So bear with me here. Such a strong taste. It's pure black, and I didn't get a latte. It's not watered down with almond milk. So this is like legit black Americano coffee. You know what I mean? Caffeinated like a mofo today. Just saying.
Bitcoin, but I don't sweat it because it's just pathetic to let it get me involved in that sell on the dip crowd, sell on the dip crowd, dip sell, don't sell, no sell, no Bitcoin sell. I'm no sellout.
Yeah, I think it's time, family. Now for our feature story of the day, the Giga Chad Michael Saylor projects Bitcoin smashing $45 million per coin. And as a bonus, I also have a $100 million price prediction, which is officially the largest Michael Saylor Bitcoin price prediction ever shared. And here's some math. By the time one Satoshi is valued at $1 US, that will equal a $100 million Bitcoin price, as one Bitcoin could be divided by 100 million sats. So stack them sats accordingly. And let's break down the latest. This headline reads 45 million by 2045. That's the kicker. Obviously, we're not going to 45 million tomorrow or this cycle. Sorry to break the news to you, but to even hit 45 million by the year 2045 in 20 years, pretty freaking impressive, and especially considering Michael Saylor believes it'll happen. So before we even read this article, I'm going to share with you some previous predictions that the Giga Chad has made. This one he made with Patrick Bet-David on the Valuetainment podcast. I remember when he did it because I actually shared it here. This was back on November 18th of 2023. Got 136,000 views, 965 hearts, 264 reposts. Not too shabby. And this is the most bullish prediction I ever heard come out of Michael Saylor's mouth, and I encourage you to listen to it. I already reposted it, so it's towards the top of my X profile, and I'm quoting the Giga Chad word for word verbatim. Bitcoin is on a path to be worth $100 million, which means that the US dollar will have lost 99.9% of its value over 100 years. Warren Buffett knows this. Charlie Munger knows this. And obviously, this was right before Charlie Munger ascended to a different dimension or descended to a lower dimension. We really don't know. I don't want to speculate there. But very powerful words coming from Saylor. Ultimately, Patrick Bet-David said, yo, Michael, where do you see Bitcoin going? And he's like, well, it's going to $100 million. And Patrick Bet-David's face was priceless, the expression. But yeah. And another prediction I'm going to read out loud. And again, this is me quoting the Saylor verbatim. This was a clip I shared December 2nd of 2023. It was being interviewed. 142,000 views, 986 hearts, 234 reposts, and quoting him here. Bitcoin is about to 425x. Here's why. New Michael Saylor prediction. Because Bitcoin is just pure money. It's just as effective at 100,000 a coin as 10,000 a coin. And at $1 million a coin, it's just as effective. And at 10 million a coin is probably more compelling at 10 million a coin than $1 million or 100,000 a coin, which ultimately means the more expensive Bitcoin gets, the more compelling it is to pick some up. That's just the nature of the human being. We all love to buy the tops. Ain't that true? How many of your family members hit you up when Bitcoin's in price discovery mode? How do I get one of those things? And you can tell them about Bitcoin when there's the greatest discount, like during COVID, when Bitcoin crashed to freaking 3,000 a coin. No one's interested. Oh, it's going to go to zero. Oh, it's just the nature of humanity. But anyways, back to Saylor. It's kind of a universally scalable asset that gets less risky. The only thing that's going to change, in my opinion, is when it was super risky and scary below 10 G's, you were getting 100 to 200% a year annualized gains. And then it got a bit more understandable between 10,000 and 100,000 per coin, precisely where we're currently at. Your gains go to 40 or 50% a year. And then at some point, they go to 30% and then 20%. And in extreme, if everybody in the world understood Bitcoin, it'd be 20, 30, 40% of the wealth of the world. And at the time he made this prediction, he says, it would be $200 to $300 trillion in today's dollars. And I think that's underestimating the true total addressable market. I've heard projections it could be 7, 8, 900 trillion dollars. And I think after a trillion, I'm speculating is a quadrillion, but you never know. But even just based off 200 to 300 trillion and tapping into 20 to 40% of the wealth of the world, that's how we get to these impressive numbers. So continuing here, then the price would be appreciating at the rate of global inflation in fiat currency. So if the gold inflation rate remains a 7, it would remain at a 7, and then it would appreciate a little bit more because of the productivity of the people that adopt it as a treasury reserve asset. And you already know what's coming down the pipeline. One more quote before we dive deeper into the story. Bitcoin is an asset class that is a major revolution. If Fidelity and BlackRock and if 10 other ETF issuers all agree, in which they already have, that Bitcoin is an asset class, it should be 10x to 100x bigger than it is right now. And at the time he made this prediction, let's speculate, the Bitcoin market cap was probably roughly $1 trillion. I mean, today it's only 1.2 trillion. So 100x bigger, we're talking about $100 trillion market cap, which would be right in alignment with this previous prediction of Bitcoin tackling, 20, 30, 40% of the wealth in the world. And that could eventually take us to 100 million per coin. Let me know if you agree, disagree, and I'll read those comments out loud. But I want to dive a little deeper into the story. As mentioned earlier, Saylor's confident that Bitcoin could one day be worth 45 million. He doesn't see Bitcoin as just another asset, but as something much more significant. Preach! He described Bitcoin as a piece of cyberspace. You get to own it, where people will store their wealth in the future. And according to Saylor, Bitcoin will act as a kind of digital real estate, offering a safe place for companies and individuals to protect their funds, especially during times of inflation, aka times like now, economic trouble. You can say that again. So do you own a piece of cyberspace? let me know. Nothing better than this digital real estate family. So, yeah, golden cross on a technical indicator that might support Saylor's 45 million prediction is the recent golden cross for the biddy. This pattern shows up when Bitcoin's 50-day moving average rises above 200-day moving average, which is often seen as a sign it can be set for the further increases in the past. A golden cross has often led to a big price jump. And as Bitcoin Archive points out here, Bitcoin is about to make a golden cross 50-week over the 200-week. And sometimes we get these golden crosses and the price action goes parabolic. And while 45 million may seem far off, this golden cross suggests Bitcoin has the potential for more growth in the future. It could be the signal of the start of the longer upward movement, bringing Bitcoin closer to some of these higher price targets. But then again, let me know if you feel Michael Saylor's bullishness will come into fruition. And if it's how would that impact your life, family? Stack sats accordingly, and welcome everyone to the Q&A segment of the live stream. I'm going to do my best to read as many of the comments out loud during this session, and then we'll switch it out to the uncensored extended version of the pod. Let's freaking go. Yeah, just cleared the sand today in Clearwater. Oh, word. Florida does not need another hurricane. Yeah, we don't like engineered hurricanes, please. Please stop, whoever's creating them. Thank you. As far as livability, I currently live off $20 a day, so $8,000 a year, and I'm currently making $15,000 a year average. I play the guitar on the streets. Wow, $20 a day. Good Lord. Indian Springs is still trash. Clearwater may have been cleared, but there was so much ish. I know, brother. I know you're out there in Pinellas County right now. I've seen the photos, and no trash man is picking up any of the debris. All the damage from the previous hurricane, which is on the streets right now, being waited to be picked up, is all going to turn into flying projectiles. And that's not a good look when you have a hurricane level 5 with 200-mile-an-hour winds and gusts. It's no joke. So be safe out there, family. And when we switch to the uncensored version of the pod here shortly, we'll discuss that in greater detail, because JV highly believes this is not just a random coincidence. There is another major hurricane about to hit Florida, and I'll share with you some of the evidence. It is going to be sharp. Word, JV, I did own real estate. However, it was on FTX, and SBF stole that from me. Well, here's the deal. Any crypto you have on the exchange, you don't own. There's a famous saying I've been preaching for 6 years since I had this channel. Nacho keys, nacho cheese, which means nacho keys, nacho coins. Meaning, if you don't have your Bitcoin or cryptocurrency properly self-custodied in a private wallet, you don't own it. For example, if you're using the exchange to store your Bitcoin, it's not your Bitcoin, it's the exchanges. You just have access to it as long as your login works and as long as no one hacks your account. You know what I mean? There's a lot of things that can go south. What happened with FTX? Bankman-Fried gave everyone false sense of security when all the drama was going down, saying, all of your funds are safe. Do not remove your funds from they're all safe. 24 hours later, sorry, we just filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. Don't trust anybody in crypto. Yeah, I mean, learn how to properly self-custody your coins, nacho keys, nacho cheese. And the only type of custody that is unconfiscatable, it's not the ETF. ETFs could be hacked. ETFs can get a letter from the U.S. government. Sorry, we had to seize all the Bitcoin, ETF, BTC in the name of national security. Sorry. They can do that. They did it with the 1933 Gold Seizure Act. They can do it with Bitcoin, but they can't do it to self-custodied Bitcoin. So that's the only safe haven, family. So make sure to self-custody your Bitcoin or forever hold your peace. ETF, the legals. 11/11 in Hawaii. Happy 11/11. Self-custody for the win, WIN. If you put your wage in a bank, you don't own it. That's right. You don't own the money in the bank, 100%. Ask Andrew Tate if he owned his money in the bank. They can just shut down your bank account. Ask Kanye West, right? The more influence you gain, the less free speech you have. And if you decide to exercise your First Amendment right to free speech and you have influence, that's when they shut you down. They shut down your bank accounts. They deplatform you, and they set an example. That's just the reality of the world we're living in, yo. Remember the teachers union in Canada had their pensions in FTX? Sucks. It really does suck. The election is so contemptuous, both sides so opposite. Many institutional investors will wait till, that's what I hear. I hear a lot of the whales are just waiting for November 5th to see who wins the election, and then the bulls will come back on board. But you know the real bulls ain't ever left. Ask Michael Saylor. Friends don't let friends buy the paper biddy. I know, why would you? Because here's how it works from my understanding when you buy an ETF. Like, for example, let's say you want exposure through BlackRock. You say, okay, BlackRock, I'd like to purchase 1 Bitcoin worth of Bitcoin. Guess what? You send the US dollars to BlackRock. BlackRock allegedly purchases the Bitcoin and uses Coinbase as the custodian to hold it. And let's hypothetically say your 1 Bitcoin that you purchased today at 60,000, next year's worth 120,000. You call BlackRock, hey, I'd like to cash out that Bitcoin. And then you're never going to receive Bitcoin. You're going to receive the cash equivalent. So you'll probably get the 120,000 in cash. So you're never actually personally investing into Bitcoin. The institution is. Want to know who the biggest winner in all this is, in my opinion? The one who is actually holding the private keys, which is the custodian. Coinbase is the biggest winner. They're holding everyone's assets. And how simple would it be for the U.S. government, Biden administration? Oh, name of national security. Oh, we got to confiscate all the Bitcoin ETF BTC. And guess what the honeypot is? Coinbase. They're going to have like 10%, if not already, of the Bitcoin circulating supply in their possession, and it's all going to go to the government. That's what Max Kaiser predicts. Let me know if you agree, disagree. 1111. I listened to something last night. When you continue to accidentally see a series of numbers or duplicates, you can show spirituality, especially gifted. Amen to that. Divine omens. ETFs is not real ownership. Exactly. I think God candles are possible, but only when the real supply shock hits. Likely next year, we'll see the massive legs up soon. BlackRock announced they want people to buy into the ETFs and let them take care of their professional work behind it. Oh, hell no. Yeah. Let's not forget the 2 alleged assassination attempts on Trump were both associated with BlackRock. Why is BlackRock associated with all the evil in the world? Let that one sink in and think they have good intentions by accumulating all this Bitcoin and accumulating all the real estate. Please. Yeah, we're about to switch to the Rumble. Good point. So for those of you tuned in today, on the tube, we're going to continue with the after party, which is the uncensored extended version of the pod. That's exclusive on free speech platforms that recognize our First Amendment right of freedom of speech, the most important of them all. Without freedom of speech, we have nothing but tyranny. And that's what they're trying to do in our world. So head on over to the Rumble, rumble.cryptonewsalerts.net. And again, rumble.cryptonewsalerts.net. And let's continue with the uncensored extended version of the pod with Caffeinated JV. Deuces to the tube. It do what it do. It do what it do.